It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the Tennessee Titans and the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday night.
Now from the riverfront of the Ohio, sellout crowd has arrived at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. We've got a couple of teams, Greg, that can make it happen with the defensive front. That's going to be a huge focus on this game.
With the importance of the passing game in today's NFL, Mike, you know how great it is to be able to disrupt that timing and throw off the quarterback's rhythm. And no better way to do that than by being able to get after them, especially with your defensive line. You don't have to blitz. You don't have to bring a fifth rusher. Keep that secondary intact. If this defensive line can cause havoc in the pocket for this quarterback, it's going to go a long way towards slowing down what's been a very good offense.
The veteran Nick Folk about ready to get this show started. And off we go here in Cincinnati. A safe kick taken at the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Cincinnati offense set to take over for the first time. And they're led by the #1 overall pick in 2021, national champion at LSU, it's Joe Burrow.
We're looking at one of the most gifted quarterbacks in the league. And really, Mike, it's not just post-snap with the arm talent and the ability to make every throw, but it's even what he's able to do before the ball is snapped. He's one of the smartest quarterbacks in the league. Remember, coming off an injury-shortened season just a year ago, he's looking to prove he's still an elite quarterback in the NFL.
First run of the game here for Chase Brown. And he's hit behind the line of scrimmage and taken down right away. A loss of yards. What a message on the first play.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
A carry here for Brown. And a nice run there. He'll get 8 to the 28-yard line. Here comes 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, Burrow. And he wisely hit the deck at the end of that one. No unnecessary shot there. It is a first down.
Anytime a quarterback decides to tuck it and turn himself into a runner, you can just feel the sideline hold their breath. They're just hoping that he gets down, picks up enough for the first down, but more importantly, protects himself so he can get himself back up and continue on.
On the ground, it's Brown. He'll get about 2. The terrific interior performer Jeffrey Simmons on the stop. Second down and 8. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Gonna get that complete to Jamar Chase. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Now a 3rd and 2. Right side, and Higgins has the catch.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
A first down throw for Burrow. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Gesicki, the man in motion. Now Brown. The defense all over this one. They get him behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Ninth play of this opening drive, trying to keep it going here on third down. Burrow from out of the gun here on third down. That is brought in. And he will go all the way. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Bengals. Terrific way to start this one, Greg, on the opening drive. Getting the ball in the air, down the field, and into the end zone for 6.
We wondered all week, Mike, if this secondary would get tested, especially as the game progressed. Well, we didn't have to wait very long. I mean, a big play early, and we got ourselves a 6-0 ball game.
Evan McPherson now to kick the extra point. His kick is good, and the Bengals will take a 7-0 lead. The TD on is McPherson to kick this one away. On the return, here's Tajay Spears. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Tennessee offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be let out by their quarterback, the veteran from Oklahoma State. It's Mason Rudolph.
The thing that has always really stood out and impressed me the most about this guy, Mike, is how steady and reliable he is anytime he's called upon. You know exactly what you're getting anytime he's under center. Maybe not the biggest arm in the world, but I'll tell you what, he gives you just enough to work with, and he is capable of getting the job done.
From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Westbrook Akine motioning here. They look to hit him with the jet sweep here to begin this drive. And he'll pick up 2 out to the 27. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Rudolph looking to throw. His pass caught. It's Chigokonkwo. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Now, a deep ball here for Ridley. That is knocked away downfield, incomplete. He made sure not to let the receiver get behind him. 3rd down stop sets up 4th down.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and throw the guy a parade for ultimately what was an incompletion, but can we just take a second to appreciate the arm strength he was able to show there? I mean, I think that ball is over 60 yards in the air, and I would be surprised if they continue to just air it out and see if they can complete one of those.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Bengals offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. To throw is Burrow. To the left side, caught by Chase. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
Here's Brown. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
On first down, Burrow. You'll find Brown out of the backfield. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
They'll run here with Brown. He'll move the pile forward. Let's give him a couple. The linebacker, Jerome Baker, there to make the play. Here's 3rd and 7. To throw is Burrow. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
The Bengals ready to punt this one away. Jaquan Jackson is back deep for Tennessee. Take it in, back at his own 12. And he'll get a few yards on this return, up past the 15-yard line. The Titans offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. They send Ridley in motion. Throwing, Rudolph. This one pulled in by Westbrook-Akine. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Now, faking the give. That one complete. It's Tyler Boyd. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
One of the things that makes him one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike, is his ability to create separation downfield. He makes it so easy for his quarterback to not only find him, but to constantly create a nice throwing window like he did right there.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. This one downfield for Okonkwo.
His offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. They can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes. It's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Rudolph. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9.
The drag route, we used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains. They'll try and run for the first down with Pollard. And they pick it up
He's to the 42-yard line, and the drive continues. First down.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
That's deep for the back of the end zone. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively all over him. And it'll be second down.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but then once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Here's Rudolph. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it also gives some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
And this is as good as you can possibly get. It's out of bounds, and it's marked right at the 1 yard line. Well done. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll begin here on the ground. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Burrow. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I like the idea of using the passing game to try to give your offense a little breathing room. You find yourself in the shadow of your own goalpost, Mike. Worst case scenario, you do not want to punt out of your own end zone. So I like the idea of trying to pick up some
That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed.
And just incredible field position for them following that interception. And you can bet, Mike, as this offense is taking the field, they're telling their defense, hey, nice job here, fellas, but don't bother taking those helmets off. Give us a couple plays, we punch this thing in, and we're going to get you guys right back out there.
The Titans offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll start in the red zone already. This drive beginning at the 20. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll run the toss. Here's Pollard. And they're going to bring him down, but there is a penalty marker on the field. To throw is Rudolph. To the left side in the hands of Bull. So we've played one quarter here on a Monday night. It's the Bengals on top. Greg and I back here in Cincinnati after this. They face second down and 7. The tight end Okonkwo is in motion. Back to throw is Rudolph. He'll look middle here, caught by Boyd.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
They'll run here. It's Pollard. And he will score. Tony Pollard. Touchdown, Titans. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown. And, Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field and results in a nice touchdown.
The veteran Nick Folk here for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Titans will level things out at 7 apiece. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. Now an opening past the 30. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Throwing is Burrow. For the sideline, brought in by Chase. He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a 1st down in this spot.
Really nice throw there. The ability to throw the ball out on the perimeter. Yes, arm strength and all of that, but it's also timing. The timing of the route. When is that wide receiver coming out of his break to deliver that ball accurately as his head comes around? If the ball's thrown too early, the receiver's not ready. If the ball's thrown too late, that's when disaster strikes. All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down. And they bring him down at the 23, but that will do just fine. Move the chains. 1st down picked up.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
Here's 1st and 10. Burrow. He'll find Andre Yosibas. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
They bring Chase in motion. Burrow here on second down. Quickly, this one out to Chase. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
It's pretty well read there defensively. Anytime you throw these quick passes to the wide receivers, you're looking to pick your gain up after the catch. So let's give credit to the defense. Rally and tackle in space and keep that to a pretty modest gain.
Try to pick this one up on the ground. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a first and goal as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 3.
I think if that rush would have failed, Mike, I think they would have had an interesting decision to make come 4th down, but that's all out the window now. Nice pickup, sets up 1st and goal.
From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. 1st down and goal. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
I think their sideline celebrated just a little prematurely because if you look closer, Mike, it's pretty clear. The receiver did not possess the ball while having both feet in bounds. Missed opportunity there, incomplete.
Line of scrimmage remains the 4-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. Working out of the gun, Burrow. He's got his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
McPherson now for the PAT. The kick is good. And the Bengals will move out to a 14-7 lead. The TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. Spears now to return it. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Titans offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. Now Rudolph. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up 2nd down.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. That caught Tony Pollard.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
On 3rd down, here's Pollard. And this is going to work out. He's got it. The 1st down at the 38-yard line.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the 1st down.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Rudolph looking to throw. Connecting with his tight end, Okonkwo. And he's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. He'll look to throw. He's going to get it to Okonkwo. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. The tight end, Okonkwo, is in motion. A throw right side, taken in by Boyd.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
So Nick Folk back out after the made field goal. He'll boot this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. Oh, yeah. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Jamar Chase headed back out there along with the rest of his Bengal teammates. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender at him, maybe. Look at what he's done. Whatever the defense has tried the first half, it hasn't worked. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now, Burrow. To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
A first down throw for Burrow. To the left side, caught by Chase. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Burrow to throw. He'll spot Higgins, who makes the grab. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Burrow now. He'll let this go deep for the end zone. That one broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on first down, couldn't connect. It'll bring up second down.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. The next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
Gesicki, the man in motion. Now a second down throw for Burrow. Pass right side, and Higgins has the catch. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Gesicki, the man in motion. And he's going to be taken down as we hit the 2-minute warning here in this first half. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Back to throw, Burrow. This one caught by Chase. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Gesicki, the man in motion. Second down, Burrow. And he's going to be taken down back at the 20-yard line.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. T. Higgins. Touchdown, Bengals. And the show continues. What a first half he's had, Greg. A 3rd touchdown pass with that one.
Mike, what stood out to me the most so far is just the amount of space these guys have had to operate in. I think if I'm this defensive coordinator, me and my staff at halftime are revisiting this game plan. They obviously felt good about it coming in, but I don't think there's anything to feel good about thus far.
On is McPherson for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Bengals are out to a 21-10 lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Titans offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. They'll look to make some inroads here. They're down 21-10 in this one as they come up on a first down. To throw is Rudolph. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Here's Rudolph. This one pulled in by Westbrook-Akine. A big play there on second down, but we do have a flag on the field. And that's in an area where usually this play gets erased. Back to throw is Rudolph. And that ball incomplete over the middle.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. That sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
He fumbled the football. The Bengals have got it. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
The Bengals offense and running back Chase Brown headed back onto the field. They'll start with the football already in the red zone. Big opportunity here on 1st and 10. Now, Burrow. And off the deflection, it is taken in. Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts. The clock is stopped with 26 seconds until the break. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Here's Burrow. That's to his big tight end, Gesicki. And he will get into the end zone. Mike Gesicki. Touchdown, Cincinnati. His 2nd touchdown of this first half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
McPherson now for the PAT. He gets it to go. And the Bengals add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. Leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Here comes a return from the goal line. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll take this to about the 28. Dax Hill up from the secondary to end the play. So, halftime here in Cincinnati, and the Bengals are on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando now, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Michael, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the halftime report. We saw a strong first half out of the quarterback, Joe Burrow. He was on point repeatedly, ultimately finishing with 4 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters alone.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense going to have the first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He's going to air this one out. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
We see this offense just continue to search for a spark. It's just this entire game, their execution's just been a little bit off. And now here in the second half, they find themselves down by multiple scores. They're going to have to connect on 1 or 2 of these big plays if they want to find themselves back in this one.
To the left side in the hands of Bull. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
Looking middle there, but it's incomplete. Calvin Ridley was the intended receiver, and it'll bring up second down.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
2 receptions for him on this drive. This one, good for 16 yards.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
The tight end, Okonkwo, is in motion. That's to the left side, caught by Ridley. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass you say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make third down manageable and take your chances picking up a key third down?
And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up third down. the middle, here comes Pollard. And he's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage there. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
And what a play by the interior of this defensive line. There was nowhere to run. He's able to get in the backfield for a big stop, and it sets up 4th down.
Nick Folk now on with the field goal unit. This a 42-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Titans are back within 2 scores.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
So Nick Folk back out after the made field goal. He'll boot this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Out comes Joe Burrow and the Bengals offense to take over once more. And he's been as good as advertised. Take you through some of the highlights. 4 touchdown passes on point with his receivers right throughout and continuing to master running and executing this offense. First and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. That's complete. It's Yosivas. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and it's exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Burrow. They'll set up the screen to Brown. And that screen slow to develop, and they rally to the ball and stop him. That will be no gain on the screen.
It's a really good job defensively. The key is you don't want your defensive linemen to overcommit to rushing the passer, and you don't want your linebackers in secondary dropping too deep defending the pass. In this case, all 3 levels played disciplined, good football with good vision. That's why they're able to stop him for no gain. A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
The Bengals out and ready to punt. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. Out comes the Tennessee offense. They get set to see what they can do. This will start from the 12, trying to put a drive together here. It's 1st and 10. Rudolph looking to throw. And is caught by the man wearing 0, Calvin Ridley.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Now Rudolph. And that one is incomplete. Penalty flag down, back in the backfield, in the area of holding. out of the gun. They give it to Pollard. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. Here's a 3rd and 10. Throwing, Rudolph. He'll get this into the hands of Ridley, complete. And he'll be brought down, but not before they move it up past the 30-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
The motion man is Boyd. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
He'll get this out quickly to his left. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
They send Ridley in motion. Rudolph. He'll again get it to Ridley. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
When a defense has speed to the ball like this group does, it makes these wide receiver screens really challenging because all those fast linebackers and defensive backs that are chasing the ball carrier, the offensive line are the ones responsible for them, and sometimes that's just a speed mismatch, and they can't get out in front.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Bengals offense ready to get back at it. And as we look back at some of the highlights of this one, Greg, definitely a lot to show from the passing game.
Yeah, and as good as the offense feels about their passing game, I think if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got a lot of learning to do because you just get burned time and time again. You'd think at some point you'd make an adjustment and make a correction. So at this point, they've given up 4 touchdown passes. You're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL giving up that production in one phase of the game.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Play action now. It's Burrow. He'll get this out to the left flat. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. Now a give up the middle. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup to the 24. Amani Hooker there on the tackle. Here now, 3rd and 5. Working out of the gun, Burrow. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
We're about ready now for the punt, as he'll take this a yard or 2 into his own end zone. Now fair catch is taken back inside the 40. The visitors' offense ready to take over once more. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with first down. Back to throw here to begin the drive. There's that man again. Another catch.
Automatic first down.
First and 10 now from the 36. He'll look to throw. He's going to get it to Okonkwo. 13 yards on the catch there. First down for Tennessee.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
To throw is Rudolph. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get out of that one.
Give him credit for keeping this play alive as long as he could. This easily could have gone down for a loss, but he's kind of able to find his way forward and at least get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now they'll set up to throw. That is caught. What a throw. Tyler Boyd. Touchdown, Tennessee.
All week, we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time, and what a great job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket, let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball, and that's why this play is going to be a highlight all week. Let's give the big guys up front some credit.
Folks' extra point is good. And the Titans are back within 1 score. It is an 8-point game. After the touchdown, out is Folk to kick this one away. This one taken at the 7. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The Bengals offense and Joe Burrow set to take over again. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. So they come to the line for first down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
That's over the middle and intercepted. And the Titans are going to take over here up near the 40.
The best way, Mike, for a defense to bait these bad throws is don't allow the quarterback to throw the ball to their first read. By the time he gets to the third or fourth read, in this case, the defender has already put himself in position, jump that route, challenge the receiver, and that's a big-time takeaway.
The visitors' offense and Tyler Boyd heading back onto the field. The deficit is 8 as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Rudolph. And he can't hang on. It is incomplete. A chance there, a big chance for a huge play, but he couldn't reel it in.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
Here's 3rd and 2. Pollard. The Titans sending out their punter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more Monday Night Football after this. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Now, Burrow. That's to his tight end, Eric All. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Now a 2nd down throw for Burrow. To the middle of the field. That's taken in by Chase.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Gesicki, the man in motion. And not much materializes there. He'll get this to the 35. Here's a 2nd and 9. Back to throw, Burrow. That's into the hands of Yosibas. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out. Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
To the middle of the field, caught by Higgins. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Burrow from out of the gun here on 3rd down. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge 1st down conversion. Fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
Gesicki, the man in motion. Look at him move away from a tackler as he winds up gaining 7 yards. Nice run there. Second down and 3. Now, Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
He'll try and get there on the ground. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards, and most importantly, a 1st down.
This is the point in the game, Mike, where on 3rd down, you have to get off the field, and they do a great job. They defend everything in the pass routes, nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, but they don't keep him in the pocket. They let him escape, picks up the 1st down with his legs. They're going to be able to run more time off the clock.
Oh, he doesn't put it away, and the ball's out. The Titans have got it.
Mike, we hear that term run after catch so often, and sometimes people miss that there's kind of a middle phase. There's the catch, but before it turns into a run, you have to secure the ball as a ball carrier, right? It needs to be put away, properly held, points of pressure, front tip up against your body. All of that is kind of taken for granted. Catching it is just step 1. You've got to secure the ball before you become a runner.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay, so this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. 1st down and goal. Burrow. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver on that one, and it'll bring up 2nd and goal.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and they got some big plays in their future.
That's complete to all the tight end. Stop at the 6, and that sets up 3rd and goal. Burrow. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. T. Higgins. Touchdown, Bengals. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
On is McPherson for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Bengals will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 3. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The visitors' offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. Rudolph looking to throw. He'll look middle here, caught by Boyd. But he's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
3rd and a yard. They'll try and run here with Spears. And it looks like he's going to have that first down. He will, not by a whole lot, but he's got it enough. They convert on 3rd down. Now Rudolph. This one pulled in by Westbrook-Akine. And he's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Back to throw is Rudolph. He'll look for Pollard out of the backfield. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
Throwing, Rudolph. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Tyler Boyd was the intended target for that one, and it's going to be 3rd down.
You can see the quarterback here. He's saying, hey, man, my bad, my fault. He knew a better ball probably leads to a nice completion. That one got away from him a little bit too much and leads the receiver out of bounds.
That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
And that is incomplete. But a penalty flag is down. Let's see who they got. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. The tight end going in motion to the left. His drive will start on the ground. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Here's 2nd and 6. Slot receiver headed right. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Brown. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. So, right out of the 2-minute break, we get a timeout used by the defense with 1:56 to go. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Now Brown. Whistles here. We have another stoppage. Timeout called by the defense with 1:53 remaining. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. Tight end motioning left. A carry here for Brown. Titans going to use the last of their timeouts here as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down's looming. They're all set to punt this one away as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Titans offense ready to see what they can do. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
And that's going to be incomplete, but a flag down in the backfield. That's the area we usually see holding. They'll come up now for second down. Rudolph connecting with his tight end, Okonkwo. And they're going to move this all the way up near the 35-yard line.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
It is caught. It is Westbrook-Akine.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
Now 2nd and inches. Back to the air one more time. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
And it looks like he's going to have a first down. Nothing fancy there, short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs.
So on these play calls, Mike, on 3rd and inches, typically how it goes is we're going to try to take a shot, then there's a medium zone option, and then the last resort is just pick up the first down with something underneath and get that fresh set of downs. So in this case, he settles for the underneath throw, but it's still enough to pick up the first down.
A pickup there of 28 yards. So this one in the win column for the Bengals. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play. In the end, they come away with the victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.